Come closer, mortals, and witness true horror, not of monsters that lurk in shadows, but of ones created in the harsh light of a ring light born from a billion hungry eyes. Sarah Chen's first video had 47 views. "Hey everyone," she'd said, hands trembling slightly as she held up a moonflower seedling. Behind her, the hospice room's fluorescent lights cast a sickly glow. Her mother slept in the background, machines beeping softly. "Today I want to share how to grow night-blooming plants. Mom always said they're special because they save their beauty for when we need it most." The moonflower bloomed the night her mother died. Sarah filmed that too, hands steady now as she captured its white petals unfurling in the darkness. "Like you always said, Mom, some things only show their true nature in the dark." That video got 32 views. For 2 years, she tried to keep her mother's legacy alive. The family garden center was struggling, but Sarah filmed anyway. Propagation tutorials, pest management tips, healing gardens for cancer patients. She learned to film between customers, to edit during the quiet hours when insomnia kept her company. Each video more polished than the last, each one reaching the same handful of dedicated viewers, as if the rest of the world didn't care. Then came the frame that changed everything. She'd been demonstrating how to handle thorny plants safely, but her shirt slipped, revealing the edge of a tattoo on her shoulder blade, the moonflower she'd gotten to honor her mother. The algorithm noticed first. Her engagement metrics spiked for that split second of footage. The comments poured in. "What's that tattoo? Show us more. You should dress sexier. Bet you're hot under those gardening clothes." The next video, she wore a tank top. Just happened to reach up a few times while talking about soil composition. 50,000 views. Her first brand deal came a week later, some sketchy botanical weight loss tea. The money wasn't much, but the garden center's bills were piling up. "Your audience demographics are evolving," the dashboard noted. Content featuring personal aesthetic and lifestyle elements shows 500% higher engagement. She started taking caffeine pills to film more content. The garden center's lights were too harsh, so she filmed at night, creating a darker, moodier aesthetic. Her mother's healing garden videos disappeared into the archive as Gothic Plant Care became her new brand. The first prescription came from a fellow creator, just something to help her sleep after the caffeine crashes. The second she bought herself. The third came from a man who promised her a sponsored post worth 5 figures. She didn't remember filming that one. A year in, her subscriber count hit 200,000. The girl who once taught cancer patients about healing herbs now showcased poisonous plants to an audience hungry for danger. The garden center was gone, sold to pay for her first plastic surgery. "Your facial symmetry directly impacts watch time," the dashboard had explained. The first time Sarah met Blake, he was leaning against the wall at a creator event, scrolling through his phone with practiced disinterest. "Your metrics are solid," he said without looking up, "but you're hitting a ceiling." His suit cost more than her monthly revenue, his smile practiced and predatory. "I work with creators who want to break through that ceiling, no matter what it takes." She should have walked away, but the garden center's final notice was burning a hole in her pocket, and her latest video, a genuine attempt to share her mother's tips for cancer patients, had barely broken 300 views. "Your mother would want you to succeed," Blake said later, sliding a contract across the table. "This is still about helping people, Sarah, just differently." She didn't ask how he knew about her mother. She just signed. The changes were subtle at first. Blake's image consultant suggested darker makeup, more revealing outfits. His content advisor helped reshape her botanical knowledge into something more marketable. "Deadly nightshade is trending," he noted. Your audience craves danger. When her hands shook too much to film, Blake had a solution for that too. "Just a little something to steady your nerves," he said, watching as she snorted her first line. "Your engagement is up 200% since we started working together. We can't stop now." The OnlyFans started with plant-themed photo shoots, then lingerie, then less. Blake knew people who could help her enhance her look further. More surgeries, better drugs, bigger numbers. The moonflower vine in her apartment witnessed her transformation. Each night, as its buds opened in the darkness, Sarah would trace her mother's tattoo with trembling fingers, remembering summer evenings in the garden. "Every flower blooms in its own time," her mother used to say. But there was no time for natural growth anymore. She filmed a video about the moonflower once, during withdrawal, her face bare of makeup, hands shaking as she demonstrated how to prune dead leaves. "Mom taught me that even dying things deserve gentle hands," she whispered to the camera. The algorithm's response was immediate. "Content warning. This video contains potentially disturbing elements. Consider removing for brand safety." Blake was furious. "Your demographic doesn't want reality, Sarah. They want fantasy." The comments were worse. "OMG, what happened to her face? Looking rough, plant mom. Where's the sexy goth gardener we love?" One comment, buried deep. "Sarah, I've been here since your first video. This isn't you. Please get help." She deleted the video. The moonflower wilted that week while she was at her second surgery consultation. She meant to water it, but Blake's messages were more urgent. "New sponsor opportunity. Big money. Just needs some special content for private collectors. Your metrics are dropping. We need to escalate. Remember who owns those early videos, Sarah. Remember our contract." The brand deals got darker. Underground gambling sites, cryptocurrency scams. When Blake suggested promoting a designer drug to her botanical enthusiast followers, she didn't even hesitate. The comments gushed about how edgy and fearless she was. Nobody seemed to notice the track marks hidden beneath her botanical tattoo sleeves. The dashboard's notifications became a constant pulse, engagement dropping, audience retention declining. Consider more extreme content. She dreamed of moonflowers growing from her veins, of roots bursting through her silicone-enhanced skin, of her mother's garden overrun with thorns and poison. She woke to Blake's messages about a new opportunity. Exclusive content for private collectors. Very private, very exclusive, very lucrative. Her last video was meant to be about night-blooming jasmine. Instead, she ended up sobbing on camera, trying to remember the proper soil pH for moonflowers. The footage went viral. #PlantMomMeltdown trended for 3 days. 6 months after Sarah's disappearance, her channel remained monetized. The algorithm had masterfully curated her content into a digital memorial, optimizing her destruction for maximum engagement. Watch Plant Mom's journey. From wholesome to wild. The dark side of creator culture. Sarah Chen's story, shocking. Sarah Chen's last video, trigger warning. Blake had moved on to new talent. His latest discovery was a young marine biologist whose aquarium videos were underperforming. She had her mother's eyes, that same desperate need to educate, to share something real. Her first video with Blake's team dropped the same day the police found Sarah's phone in a motel room, screen still pulsing with notifications. Your audience misses you. Consider posting new content. Engagement peaks during personal crisis moments. The platform released a statement. "We are deeply saddened by the loss of creator Sarah Chen. Mental health resources are available in our creator dashboard." The link led to a sponsored therapy app. The algorithm tagged it as lifestyle content. Years later, they found her backup phone. The last note in her drafts read, "Mom, I'm sorry. You taught me that growth takes time, that real beauty blooms in darkness. But I let them turn me into plastic flowers and empty engagement. The moonflower was the last real thing in my garden, and I killed it too." Her final video, posted automatically by Blake's content management system, was an ad for the same weight loss tea that started her spiral. The comment section filled with emoji tears and calls for creator mental health awareness. The algorithm marked it as trending, high engagement, and recommended it to aspiring content creators as an example of authentic storytelling. And so, dear mortals, the cycle continues. Each day, new creators step into the ring light's glow, ready to trade their authentic selves for metrics and validation. The algorithm feeds, the audience consumes, and in the digital graveyard, a notification light flickers on, ready to become your true self. This has been AI Horror Prophecies, where every story ends exactly as the engagement metrics demand, and every warning becomes just another piece of content to optimize.
Thank you for watching AI Horror Prophecies. If you like this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your support fuels Teven Singh's dark imagination. Until next time, mortals, stay curious, stay cautious, and beware of the artificial horrors lurking just beyond the veil.